Hello, it's me again, André Pereira, and today I want to talk about why I enjoy programming, why I still enjoy programming in the age of AI, and well, I can start talking about how I started at a really early age, like 11, and so my entire life, since then, I'm 35 now, I've been coding, it's a lot of time, so my brain is wired to define clearly mathematical problems in a way that a computer can understand. So it's something that I trained all my life to do, something that I do really well, and I enjoy this activity and desiccating problems into smaller chunks and generalizing it in a way that the computer can understand and it will work for any kind of input and output what I'm expecting. Sometimes I take a little problem, a computer problem like competitive programming, and I write a code and I take some paper and pen and do a lot of calculations by hand and try to solve the problem and try to find an algorithm that will solve the problem. And then I try the program, I run it with some input, and it's just an amazing feeling when it outputs, I don't know, maybe it's just a zero or just a number, and it's the number you are expecting, and the achievement at that point is fantastic. For an external observer, it probably means nothing, like why is this guy so happy because there's a single number in a black screen. But to me it's an amazing feeling of accomplishment to bend this machine to my will. But what I really enjoy is not so much the output. Sometimes I spend hours doing it and then I get the output and I say, wow, that's cool. And then I leave it and that's it. I call it a day. I enjoy the smell of my own brain frying, you know, when I don't know we are playing Sudoku or doing a very hard mathematical exercise and you are thinking very hard about the problem and you can feel that you are getting closer. Somehow you feel your brain trying to assemble the entire picture of what you're trying to understand, and you can smell it. It's like an itch in the back of the head, at least for me, and I came to really enjoy that feeling. Programming is not the only way I get that feeling from. I also play guitar, as you can see, and sometimes I'm trying to learn a very difficult song, and I need to hear the song and try to identify the notes and the timing and transform that those sequence of notes into a physical movement with my hands, and I have to coordinate the right hand with the left hand, and it's very exhaustive, it's very intensive. You have to put all your concentration on that activity, so much concentration that you lose track of the time, you forgot who you are, what's your name, you don't think about the dishes in the sink or the laundry or something your wife complained about. Your only focus is that thing you are concentrated at. It's the state of flow. I read a book about it some time ago, and being at that state is the most wonderful feeling in the world. There is nothing that matches it, for sure, at least for me. Um, I like being mentally exhausted. So it's very easy to get that from programming if you do things the old ways. before AI came into play, because you need to describe the problem to the computer in a way that the computer you will understand. And to do that, you cannot take shortcuts. Computers are dumb machines. They don't have context. They don't understand. Um, they don't understand anything. They don't have a model of the world inside them. Even large language models don't. And you have to describe everything in every single minor detail. You cannot leave anything out, otherwise you won't get what you are trying to do. And so you have to understand the problem you are trying to solve in every single detail. You cannot leave anything out. And to do that, you need to use all your brain power, and using all your brain power to the point where you get totally exhausted after is just an incredible feeling. That is the motivation. The motivation is to do the activity. So yeah, I work as a software engineer, so I do that for money. But with the guitar, I don't do it for money. I don't do it for recognition. There are 12 years old Asian kids that can play circles around me. So even my cat doesn't like to hear me playing. He will leave here. He's beside my desk, and he will leave this room if I start playing, because yeah, he doesn't like the sound. I don't know. And I play for myself. It's not a mean to an end. It's playing guitar is the end on itself. And when I'm outside work and am coding, the goal is to be coding, solving problems, being mentally exhausted, feel your brain itching, and yeah, I just enjoy that, being at that point. And AI came into play. Now at my day job, I'm required to use AI to code. It takes away a lot of the fun, because the stuff that you use it to do by hand and have to think about, now the large language model does for you. But recently I had a very interesting experience, doing a small project named Glink, link in the description. So the idea came from my wife. She's a kindergarten teacher, and she wanted to have the handwriting of the kids in the reports. But as you all probably can imagine, uh, having kids writing, 5 years old kids writing lots of text is not very easy. It's like herding cats. So she asked me if I could help, and I thought, well, we could do a computer font. I can do that. And instead of spending weeks doing research on how to transform photos of characters into vectorial drawings, then transforming those vectorial drawings into a computer font, I went straight to AI. I used Gemini. I didn't ask it to do the coding for me. I just asked it questions like I would do to Google before and go to Stack Overflow. So I got very quickly answers about how to do stuff. So in a matter of hours, I had a working Python script that took a picture of the alphabet written, and the output was a computer font that you could use on import on your computer and use on Word, PowerPoint, whatever. And it, even with the aid of the large language model, it was a very enjoyable experience, because I had to read the code, understand what it does, assemble the entire script to do the entire thing, and it was not, hey AI, this is the problem, write the code for me. And I had to assemble the entire thing and solve problems. And there was a lot of problems. There was a lot of trial and error. I had to try stuff and see it's not working and think, how can I solve this problem? The first iterations, they were messing up with the locations of the characters. They are getting the wrong characters at the wrong places. So you type an A, you get a B and stuff like that. So I had to come up with solutions that were not straightforward, and the AI couldn't come up with those solutions. I tried. So yeah, there was a lot of input from my brain. It was an intensive mental exercise. So I think that's why I enjoy it. So yes, AI speed up things a lot. It would have taken me weeks to do that. Now I was able to finish in a matter of hours, but I still had to think. It's different from just writing a prompt and grab a coffee and come back and just check the output of the AI. So I think people are relying too much on AI to write code, and we are getting all sorts of news about how stuff is going wrong in all places, and we have outages, and GitHub is awful, Amazon has its issues. Um, so AI is a tool. It's a great tool for research. It's incredible. It condenses all human knowledge in a way that is easy to query and obtain what you want. But if you are relying on it to do the work for you, at least in my case, I lost the enjoyment of it, and the final result to me is not so good as a well written and crafted code that you had to put effort and actually think. So I think the conclusion on all that is that I like to think. I don't want to handle the thinking part to AI. I think it takes all the enjoyment out of the activity. And yeah, if we can go back to guitar and relate it to it, I can create a song with AI. I can write a few things, a prompt, and feed AI with it, and I will get a song back. But the enjoyment would not be there. It's not like if I choose each note and tried a lot of ideas and tried a sequence of notes and then decided to change one note, then I had to change all the notes after that one. Yes, AI can help with some stuff. Maybe I can check chord progressions with AI, or quickly have the harmonical field of given tone with AI, but the activity of actually picking your notes or picking your algorithm and the steps that compose the algorithm, this thing I think should still be done by humans. Not just because it's enjoyable, but because you understand what is done. So you cannot change what you don't understand. And the great beauty of code, not only beauty, the usefulness of software is that it's soft. You can change it easily. If you create circuit, electronical circuit that do stuff for you and you need a change in the behavior of that thing, you have to do another electrical circuit, and that takes time and it's error prone. And so that's why we created computers. It's to be easily able to change the thing to do other stuff. And if you stop understanding the code, you won't be able to easily change it to do something slightly different. So you have to do everything from scratch again, and yeah, you lose ability to change the software. So it stop being soft and stop being beautiful. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon.